Hi guys, it's Sid from the Optimizer. So basically, it's been quite a long time since whitelisting was available on native ad networks, and nowadays even those high spenders who had a special treat and were allowed to run whitelist campaigns don't have this option anymore. So basically, you will have to run blacklist campaigns, get traffic from a whole bunch of publishers, even those that you don't like to spend your money on, and then optimize your campaigns from there. Think which translates into higher optimization and testing budgets and makes it harder for you to optimize your campaigns. Now, it would be great if we could have an option like creating a virtually whitelist campaign, and this is what I'm going to show you today. So basically, to create a virtually whitelisted campaign, you need to select a set of publishers that you would like to run your campaign on. So you have two options here. First one is to go on one of your existing campaigns. Let's say you had a campaign that performed pretty well over the last 30 days, 6 months, or whatever time period it is. Get to the list of campaigns and select the top performing publishers, like I'm doing in this example. So here I will just filter out anything that has more than 0 conversions, and I will get a list of publishers that have converted more than once on my tracker, or let's say more than one. And here I can easily select them all and copy them to be added to a specific rule. So here I'm going to create a new rule, and I want to block anything quite aggressively besides those selected publishers that I created. So let me get a block widget rule and tell the system that I want to block anything where traffic source impressions are greater or equal to 1, no matter the conversions. Or we could add another option like if tracker conversions are less or equal to 0 over the last 14 days. And here I can specify to exclude the widgets that I don't want this rule to block, which I'm doing like this. So basically, I'm just pasting the list that I copied from the campaign that I selected in here, and I can have this rule execute every 10 minutes over these campaigns. So let me give this a name: virtual whitelist block anything but selected publishers. And I can add this to a rule group, let's say virtual whitelist, and click OK. Now there's a reason why I added this whitelist rule group and save this rule. Now the next step, what I want to do is that I want to create a side bid rule where I would like to set the bid to 100% of or increase the bid by 100% based on the current bid, and tell the system do not go above, let's say, $1.45 a click and less than $0.35 a click. And I want to include this rule only on the widgets that I selected. So considering the performance of the last 30 days, where impressions again are greater or equal to 1, and that's the only condition I would need to for the moment. So I can have this rule execute every 1 hour and specify the campaigns that I would like to run this rule on, as well as add this virtual whitelist rule group. So I'm giving this a name, set bid to 100% of campaign bid, or better, increase bid to 100% of the campaign bid, and click on save. Now we are in a situation where we're increasing the bid extremely on these publishers, but on the other hand, we're blocking anything besides this publisher. So we have these two rules in here. And now the next thing I want to do is that I want to go to the campaigns that I have assigned this rule to. Let's go and get the last 30 days. And here I will see that the rules have been attached. If not, I will just add them. So here we have the two rules. And what I want to do next is that I want to set the bid of the rule of the campaign to the bare minimum, or at least to a level where my selected publishers will get an optimal bid. So let's say I'm setting this bid to 15 cents or 10 cents on this campaign. And what the system will do is that it will increase the bid by 100% on the selected publishers that I set or I entered on the rule. Now this is one way to do it, and here we have, for Taboola for instance, we have like 1500 publishers that we can easily block without an issue. Then if besides these 1500 publishers, we have the option to decrease the bid by 99% on those publishers where we don't like the performance. So to do that, we simply need to create another rule, like the site bid change rule, and we tell the system decrease the bid on all the publishers besides these ones if impressions are greater or equal to 1 and tracker conversions are less or equal to 0, and we tell the system decrease the bid by 100% from the current bid, or 99%, which is the most suitable for Taboola, and set here the minimum allowed bid. So let's say we're setting it to $0.003 and give it a maximum bid of, let's say, 1 cent or 20 cents. Now here I can select again the campaigns that I want to run this rule on, specify the execution frequency of every 10 minutes, give it considering data from the last 14 days, and I'm good to go. All I need to do now is to add a rule group and give it a name, decrease bid by 99%. And I'm good to go with this as well. Now I save the rule, and what the system will do is that it will hunt any widget besides the selected ones to block them, or to decrease the bid by 99%, or else is to increase the bid by 100% on those selected widgets only. So this way we get rid of anything but the selected widgets and keep on getting traffic on those widgets. So this is one way to do it. The other way is to go to reporting. If you'd like to get a more detailed list of widgets, select the traffic source. Let's get an example with ref content. Select the widget report and include, let's say, all the campaigns in here. And this time I want to get the last 6 months worth of data. And here I have all the widgets with the last 6 months worth of data. And here I can go and get an Excel version of this report, and I can easily filter out anything that has more than one conversion. So tracker conversions are 1 or 2, like in this example. And what I want to do next is copy these, get a new blank sheet, add the commas like this, and now I will only need to concatenate this, like concat this with this, and I have the list of publishers, and I can easily go back and create a rule for blocking widgets for app content, like block widgets besides these ones if impressions are greater or equal to 0 to 1, and tracker conversions are less or equal to 0. And we're adding this condition here just to make sure that we're not killing any newcomer in our campaign, which is a potentially positive or profitable publisher. So here we add rev content campaigns, like we're adding all the 3 of them, and we set the execution frequency to every 10 minutes for the over the course of the last 30 days. So this is a way to handle it. On some sources we have some limits, like the maximum allowed bid according to the campaign level bid, or on some other ones we have a limit of bid changes per campaign, like we do on Outbrain, or like we do on Taboola, where we have a small limit, like 200 publishers with custom bids. However, if you are one of those guys that have managed to spend 4 to 5 figures a day regularly, and you had the special treat of being able to get a whitelist campaign recently, but not anymore, you can always ping your account manager and ask them to get you a higher limit for the bid changes, either that being on Taboola or Outbrain. Like this set of limits are customizable depending on your experience with the native ad network and the performance or overall ad spend that you had over there. Hope you find this helpful, and let me know if you have any questions. Thank you.